Saeed, man, like you said, you said before the game, don't talk to me about performance, don't talk to me about predictions, nothing like that. And the game kind of went that way. Look, I don't want it to be all negative. But let's assess it of what we saw tonight versus, what we may see in the future. Just assess it.
Okay. Sure. We're through Arsenal or not. That's how you assess it. You know what I mean? That's for the Arsenal fans.
At least we can say that now.
We're through. You know what I mean? The big picture, or the small picture, I should say, is that we're through. The bigger picture is there's a long, long way to go, mate. I'm telling you, Flex. I'm getting a little bit worried now. In terms of our performances, I think it will be a results-based business. I think that's what Ralph Rangnick's doing. It's survival mode for United. It really, really is survival mode because I think the principles are not, for me, 100%. They're in sporadics, they're moments, things that, for me, I talked about under Ole, they're still not quite there. And I think, Ralph Rangnick today epitomised that in the 4-2-3-1. You know what I mean? He's gone through it and he said, you know what can make these lot here, who for me, they're not great, if I'm being really honest with you, what makes them look comfortable? And he's almost now accommodating them, which for me, that is alarming because, you don't want to do that. I said, for me, Rangnick, stick to your principles. Stick to the 4-2-2 that and for me, let these players get on board. But after seeing what I see tonight, I think, you know what, mate, we need two sitters in there, but they're not two sitters. We need Bruno in that number 10 role, which for me, he's more dangerous, as you would say, arriving late in the box and being in that little area, the 25-yard box. We need Greenwood on the right and we need Rashford on the left, who for me isn't getting any better. But today, I thought today was about a results game. Aston Villa should be aggrieved. I think for me, we rode our luck. We really, really do.
I haven't even seen them VAR things back, but I don't know if they got robbed or what. I haven't seen it, but you would have thought that in them key moments as well. Watkins hit the crossbar. You would have thought that would have spurred them on to start playing better, but it didn't. Those moments just added to the chaos and Villa just built from there.
And 100%, if it wasn't for me, Varane, for me, man of the match performance today. I don't know what the guy, when he said Scott McTominay, for me, Varane was
what did you like about Varane
today? For me, even when he looked at the crowd, he said, just calm down, play the game we're playing. He tried to play out from the back. He tried to keep it calm for me. He was solid in the air. I thought he was aggressive. I thought he kind of gave, Ings a run around. I think sometimes, we need that kind of leader at the back. And will he become that leader? Time will tell because we haven't got one in Maguire at the minute. I don't know what's happening with him, but I think we need that for Varane. For me, it was man of the match. Just calm under pressure, calm when the ball was in, calm when there was any kind of anxiety around Old Trafford.
That's what he does. I know I big him up, always call him the Rolls Royce and that. He's a couple little time might give the ball, but by and large, he just firefights. He sorts things out before they become a big problem.
Absolutely, and I think him and Lindelof are for me creating this partnership, which I like because they're calm. Nothing gets to them. I think a lot of times, Maguire, when he gets to him, he's trying to clear the ball away and he starts to do all this madness. But for me, that's the positives. In terms of, cause for concern, I wouldn't call it negatives because the season as a whole has been a negative. So it's for me now, understanding your negatives and realising, what do you need to improve on, because it's like a school, as a teacher, you don't just go mad at the kid. You have to find a solution, and Ralph Rangnick has to find that solution. And for me, is it the 4-2-3-1?
It looks like that's what his solution has been. I don't know if he's going to carry on with that, but
well, for me, it will be a very, very strong case if Ronaldo comes back in. I thought Cavani looked a bit lost out there. He tried, but he just can't get into the game. And for me, why I say that is because a lot of players are being selfish. I really, really am. For me, Rashford's selfish, Greenwood's selfish, and I call it as it is for me because there's a lot of players now looking for the glory, and I don't like that for me. I don't like players that look for the glory. Rashford, so many opportunities that he could have squared it. Greenwood, for me, I don't like this cutting in and out, mate. You've got a right and a left foot. We know that. You know it. I know it. The whole crowd knows Greenwood. Bop on the shoulder, on his right, it's a goal. I don't know why he keeps cutting inside for me. And I think, you know why I think it is? And a gentleman says there, we've got a lot of undeveloped players in this football club. Players that really haven't kicked on for 2 or 3 years. I don't want to keep banging on about Ole, but, the past regime didn't help because it was based on moments. Whereas this regime now, Van Gaal, how many times has he got to train this player? It's dog eat dog. You haven't got time to micromanage these players and also get a result. It's a results-based business. And Ralph Rangnick can't, I called it a miracle at this job. It still is a miracle as well to get top 4 because in terms of what we need to build on and our performances, it isn't quite there yet. But the squad is capable, isn't it? But when you look at the momentum we need to shift now, what do you do as fans? And for me, that's the question I have to ask everyone. Is it results-based business, or do we want the performances? Because I don't think these teams right here have got the kind of, for me, intelligence, football, cohesion. I don't think the team is cohesion. Look, we talked about the funny thing is for me, Fred and McTominay don't work. We've seen that for 3 years. But then who provides the goal? But
it's all odd. It's all very odd.
United are odd. If you wanted to know what United are, Man United are oddballs. Because for me, the odd. If you look at the situation midfield, very very odd. Cavani and Bruno. One of them wants to go forward. Bruno can't go forward with him. Rashford is trying to be hero all the time. He was bright in the first half. I have to give it to him. But decision making is still not there. Will it ever be there? I don't think so. Greenwood, take your time. Don't have to rush. Composure. There's a lot of people in it for the glory. Even the Greenwood at the end, he could have squared it to Rashford, but he didn't.
That's what you're talking about, the selfishness.
And I think for me, we're not that team of Man City where they're selfless in terms of Bernardo, De Bruyne, they want to put it on a plate for you. We've got a lot of teams who now are looking for the glory, and I think that's the kind of cause concern for Rangnick. How can he get his team playing as a team rather than a bunch of individuals? We've been playing that for 3 years, and I don't think Ralph Rangnick has the time. He doesn't have the time because it's clockwork now. Top 4 Saturday. Are you confident? Not really. If I'm being honest with you,
it'll be tough. Coutinho first game, might have another signing by then. Absolutely. Tough.
Absolutely. And I think for me, the positive I can take of it is that McGinn is not playing on Saturday. Because he's suspended. I don't know how the rules are, because he used to be suspended in the FA Cup and he played Premier League, but McGinn is suspended. What a lot of people, will look at McGinn and think, McGinn, walks into this midfield, mate. I like him. He's aggressive. He's tenacious. He's a box-to-box. He gets through the lines. He gives it you. And I think for me, I don't think we have midfielders that can get the ball on the press, on the half-turn and say, listen, I play for Man United Football Club. I can do it. I can take that element of risk and say, you know what? I can get in that half-yard where a lot of these players are scared. I'm telling you now, man, Fred is scared. McTominay's scared. They do one mistake, the crowd go mad at him. But listen, you play for Man United. You know that, you do one little mistake, but then you score a goal and McTominay, everyone's celebrating. This is what Old Trafford is, you know what I mean? We don't look at you in a game where we're out there in the 90 minutes. We don't, kind of have that situation where we'll look at you and think, oh, you made a mistake, I won't support you. We'll support you no matter what, even if you make a mistake. And I think in that midfield, for me, I think it looks lost out there. We've got 2 midfielders who are not defensive enough in that 4-2-3-1, and 2 midfielders that lack awareness for me. And I think it's not on them. You need people that can complement each other. For me, some people are saying Dennis Zakaria costs 5 million. Go for him. Tuchemeli, Neves, Basuma. Man United Football Club should always be looking to attract the best talent in football. Because I said it to you how many times, we need midfielders. Because to get in this run now, Brentford coming up, all these lot of games coming up, we need players that can dictate that game, and I can't come to Old Trafford, Flex. I'm sorry, it's hurting me, man. Coming to every time, and we're always on the break.
Knowing that we're edge of our seat the whole time, but not for the right reasons.
Not for the right reasons. I'm looking at Ramsey today. Bloody hell, what talent, man! Ramsey balling that midfield. We need players that are courageous and get the ball on the half turn and move. Because you know what, man, Aston Villa. I tell you what, mate, I'm not confident at all, man.
Big up, man. Bless.